Hi, I'm Edward Muzio, CEO of Group Harmonics, and I'm going to tell you why you might want to burn your org chart. Have you ever been part of a reorganization that left nothing but chaos and confusion behind it? It happens often, and part of the reason it happens is because the org chart is often used inappropriately for decision making. Now, I've drawn here a simple old-fashioned org chart. It's the same thing we've been using since the time of railway construction. That's right, the industrial era. Low tech, but we know how to use it. Here we have the boss with 3 managers. We'll call this one the manufacturing manager. We'll call this one the sales manager. And we'll call this one the customer service manager. Each of those has 3 direct reports. Total of 13 people in this picture. And if we talk about 4 people in management with 3 people under them, each one, that's a total of 12 links. That means in this picture, the number of links per person is equal to 1. In other words, each person has one source of information and direction as to what to do. Now, I've redrawn the picture over here somewhat differently. We still have the boss in the middle, and we still have the managers clustered around, and all the black lines are the same old links. So we have the same 13 people. But what happens in real life? Well, we know people inside the organization work with their fellow employees. They share critical information and expertise. The managers also work with each other, so we need to draw those in. Now, we know some employees work with employees in other groups. Here's a customer service person working with a manufacturing person, working with a salesperson. We also have managers in certain groups. Here's a manufacturing manager interacting directly with employees in other groups, maybe for a task force or something. And then we have employees interacting across organizational lines. Plus, this isn't the whole world. We also have external customers, external suppliers, and there are links that run off the page out into the rest of the world. So what does this mean? Well, I can't tell you how many links I've drawn in this picture, but we know from the research that the number of links per person is typically about 5 to 8. That's right, each person has 5 to 8 sources of information they need to act upon in real life at least, versus the 1 that the org chart tells you. So what does this mean? We need to draw a line between the information in the org chart and the information that's going on in the real world. Do you really have to burn your org chart? Probably not. Certainly if we're talking about things like announcements, the boss tells the staff tell the employees, or performance evaluations, anything where there's a one-on-one pairing, org charts are probably quite useful. Also, if we're thinking in terms of spans and levels, in other words, who reports to whom and who has how many direct reports, then we can talk about using an org chart. But when we get into issues like workflow, how the work gets done, communication, who's talking to whom to get the work done, and issues of thinking about purpose and partners, that is, who's doing what and who they're working with to get it done, the org chart doesn't tell the story. You have to go to a more complex understanding to capture all the information. So the next time you're thinking of working on an organizational change of any scale, use the org chart if you want, but be sure to comprehend what's going on in real life. If you do, you'll be more likely to make good decisions and have better results.